Hello everyone, my name's Philip and I'm a developer and owner at Secret Solver, and today I'm going to be demonstrating how to set up your Secret Solver calculator. So this assumes that you have just purchased your calculator and you're setting it up for the first time. If you'd like to skip around, there are timestamps in the description. So I'm going to go ahead and explain how to get started. The first thing you want to do is turn on your calculator and enter your password, which is going to be 12345 by default. Then hit the stow key, alpha, and 8 to store it as the P variable. Next, you'll press second and 0 to open the catalog, LN to scroll down to the S category, and then use the D-pad until you get to send. Then press enter, alpha 8 again to send the P variable, hit enter, and it's going to load for a moment before transferring the Secret Solver home menu program. Now, by default, when the calculator is locked and then receives your password, it'll automatically transfer to launcher. But let's say for some reason your RAM was cleared. Now, as you can see, there's nothing in the programs. And when I enter my password, it still says done, but it doesn't transfer it. So you can manually transfer the program by doing 5 stow alpha program for store C as 5, then second 0 LN, use the D-pad again to scroll down to send, and then alpha program to send the C variable, and that's going to load for a minute before transferring Secret Solver home menu. So now we're going to go ahead and press program, press SSHM. There you go. Now you're in the launcher. Now from here you have a few options. You can go to settings, games, AI, or exit. So we're going to start with settings. You're going to need to configure your device. So you can need to press 1 as it's category 1, or since it's already selected, you can just press enter. Then go down to configure by either using the D-pad or by pressing 3. And it's going to say starting, then it'll say configuration mode active. And now you're going to want to bring in a mobile device. I'm going to be using my iPad, but you can use any mobile device you'd like or a computer. You're going to open the device and go to your settings, go to Wi-Fi networks, and then in a moment we should see a Secret Solver calculator Wi-Fi network. There we go. The password is going to be 1234567 8. That's standard across all devices and you cannot change it. So now that I'm connected, I'm going to grab the piece of paper that I received with my calculator order. I'm going to open the camera and I'll go ahead and scan this. As you can see, the link is 192.168.4.1. So if you lose this piece of paper, you can always go to that link. We'll go ahead and click it. Now we have two options, configure Wi-Fi network or set calculator password. I'm going to go ahead and configure the Wi-Fi connection. You're going to scan for networks, and at this time I'd recommend that you turn your hotspot on. I'm going to demonstrate how to do that on screen as I'm speaking, but you'll want to go to settings, hotspot, and then enable your hotspot, as well as enabling maximum compatibility. That option is only available on iPhone 12s or later, and you'll need it in order to connect your calculator. So if you don't have an iPhone 12 or you have an Android, you'll need a hotspot with 2.4 gigahertz connection or a Wi-Fi network with 2.4 gigahertz connection. So for this example, I'm going to go ahead and just connect it to my home Wi-Fi as I'm using my phone to record, but I'd recommend that you connect it to your hotspot. Also, one thing to note, once you leave the settings page of your hotspot, you'll have 90 seconds before your phone stops broadcasting that hotspot and you'll need to reconnect. So I'm going to go ahead and hit scan for networks. It's going to start looking for nearby networks. And then in a moment, it'll show all your options. I'm going to select my home network, hit connect and test. It'll load for a minute. Before saying connection successfully to the Wi-Fi network. Now your device is connected to Wi-Fi and it will save it in here. So we can go to settings now and use the connect option, and it will connect to the network that you just saved. As you can see, connected, and now you're all set. Now let's talk about changing our password. So by default, the password is 12345, and then as already mentioned, I'm just going to do this quickly. You're going to want to send the password variable, and it will download your launcher, as you can see. However, sometimes you might want to change your password so that way it's not as easily detectable. So we're going to go ahead and launch the program, go to Settings, Configure. It's going to start configuration mode, and now we'll bring in our device. Remember, you'll need to connect to the Wi-Fi network named Secret Solver Calculator. And also, one thing to mention, at times there will be a pop-up that says that Secret Solver Calculator is not connected to the internet. You're going to want to keep connected to the internet, not try cellular data. That will only really pop up if you're on a phone, but it's still important to mention because otherwise it will disconnect you from the Wi-Fi and you won't be able to chat with the calculator. So I'm going back to that 192.168.4.1 site. Again, you can scan this QR code to get to it or just type it out manually. And we'll go ahead and go to Set Calculator Password. Now you'll need to choose a new password between 1 and 6 digits. So my password is going to be 12354, and I'll confirm it, 12354. Hit Save Password, and there you go. Okay, so now that I've changed my password, as you can see, there's nothing inside the program menu. If I try the original password, 12345, and try and send it, it's going to just say done, but it won't transfer the launcher, and it won't work. Now, I'm going to try 12354, which is the new password that I've set it to the P variable, and I'll go ahead and send it. And as you can see, there's the launcher. And one more thing to note, if for some reason you don't enter your password, so after turning the calculator on, and you try and just launch the Secret Solver home menu, it's going to give you this locked message, and you'll need to enter your password. And now you can see all the fun features that Secret Solver Calculator has. So for example, I'll go to Games, and this is going to show our catalog of games. So for example, we have Casino, Connect 4, Jump. You can use the D-pad to navigate. And you can use any of these options, so Matches, Maze Worm, Pac-Man, or Tic-Tac-Toe, and use the number next to them to download them. So for example, I'm going to download Pac-Man. So I'll press 2. Now, one thing about Secret Solver Games is there's 2 types. There is ASM and there's TiBasic. So the way you can find out is you'll go to Program, where it's just downloaded, and you can press Pac-Man. And so Pac-Man is an ASM game. ASM games are more complicated and larger, but they have more features and are generally more fun to play. So if you try and run a program and you get this error syntax, you'll need to do second 0, scroll down until you hit ASM with the D-pad, press enter, and then just do program again, Pac-Man, and there you go. Now you'll be in an ASM game. And so now you're free to play. So that concludes all the options inside of settings. Now we'll go back. The other options, so I'll go ahead and connect to Wi-Fi because Wi-Fi is required for these options. There we go. So you have games and AI. I've already demonstrated how games work, so next is AI. So I'm going to go ahead and ask a simple question like, what is the QQQ, which is the index fund? And you'll see your whole response on here. And then if you'd like to reply to this message, you can just press enter, and you'll start saying a reply. So now that it knows that we're talking about stocks, I'll go ahead and ask it about Microsoft, which is MSFT. And since we're already on the topic of stocks and finance, it'll automatically know that I'm talking about Microsoft. There we go. Now, if you'd like to clear the conversation, just press clear, and you'll exit that reply chain. Another thing to note is if you'd like something like, let's say, 10x plus 5, and instead of going through the math catalog and finding the equal sign, you can just do 2x plus 5 plus plus as a shorthand for equals 10. And all these shorthands are available on our website, and in the future you'll be able to customize them. There we go. Subtract 5 from both sides. What's next? So it's going to walk you step by step through this. And so we'll say NBXT. for next step. And now it'll walk us through the next step. Here we go. Now we'll say NEXT. And it'll keep walking you through all the steps. There you go. Would you like help with anything else? So we can see x is equal to 2.5. So yeah, that pretty much concludes the tutorial for Secret Solver. We are constantly updating it and providing new features and fixing bugs. So if you ever find a bug, please join either our Discord server or let us know by email. We'll also be creating a portal pretty soon where you can submit all of the logs from your calculator to help us diagnose issues faster. And if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments or reach out to us. All the information is on our website. Thank you.